Good morning, Lieutenant Terrence Mattia, Sioux Falls Police Department, Crimes Against Persons section of the Investigative Services Division of the Sioux Falls Police Department. I just wanted to give you an update today on the missing girl that we put out yesterday. And I'll kind of recap what we've already sent out again, but just for the community so they know as well. So yesterday morning, around 6:30 in the morning, Nakia Jackson, she's an 11-year-old. She attends McGovern Middle School. She left her residence and was later seen on video near North Minnesota Avenue, but in JC Lane by the airport. We do have video camera up there that shows that she was up there. We also have a large amount of cars that were traveling in that area at that time. We put it out yesterday hoping to receive some information from the community, and we're a little discouraged by not having that. At least 20 to 30 cars drove by Nakia Jackson as she stood on the side of the road. One person calls in and tells us that it seems a little odd. You have an 11-year-old female with pajama bottoms on, which were Lilo and Stitch. I have a photo of that I'm going to show you, and we're going to disseminate to you to put out in digital format as well. Short sleeve top and socks. She's not wearing any shoes. What I can tell you, what we do know is, we don't know if this is planned or if she wanted to run away or leave on her own. We don't know that at this time. We're just trying to locate her. I would say that at probably around 7:13 a.m., a vehicle which was traveling from the north does a U-turn, then crosses it across the median area where there is a turnaround, pulls up next to her on as she's on the side of the road. There's no sidewalk there, there's no parking. That car stops on the road with its brake lights on and talks to her for about a minute. So we don't know if she got in that vehicle or not, but the 20 or 30 cars that were behind her, and the traffic was significantly impeded, where people had to stop in the roadway and pull over. I'm certain that somebody saw the car that was talking to her. So we need to locate who was talking to her in that car that actually stopped and spoke to her, because it's the only car that we know that did. After that, we don't know if she got in the car or not. We've searched that area extensively. We used our Sioux Falls Police Department tracking team was out there. Our drones were out there, which you all know we were out there with the drones looking for her. But now we know through video review and contacting everybody up there that we believe she possibly got into a vehicle. So if someone was think they're being a good Samaritan by giving her a ride somewhere, they still need to come forward too. Or if someone saw her getting into a vehicle, we need a description of that vehicle or any information you have. No matter how minute the detail is, call us. Call right now, 367-7000. And we'll have an officer or a detective come talk to you, but we need the information as much as we can. Some of the folks, we were out there this morning. We were able to identify a couple people. Some people we've had to track down and locate and talk to them, and they did have information. But what I'm asking is we shouldn't be doing that. Come forward with information. I'm going to show a picture real briefly for our folks on the Facebook as well. On Facebook, that is the top for the matching top for the Lilo and Stitch pajama bottoms that she's wearing. So we're looking for pajama bottoms is what she was wearing. So if you see anybody around with that or laying around somewhere, give us a call. It's very unique, and for those that aren't Lilo and Stitch fans, that's a Disney World type thing. I'll just answer a couple questions if you have questions on it. Go ahead, Mike.
Does she have a cell phone?
Nope. She has no cell phone, no social media accounts, anything like that we're aware of. She's a highly intelligent young female, straight A student. So this, for me, it's out of the ordinary. There are some other things that would lead us to believe that this is slightly out of the ordinary for her to do this. So.
What was the description of the vehicle?
Yep. So we believe it's a black vehicle, or dark colored, very dark colored vehicle that stopped and talked to her. We're working with,
Four-door sedan?
I don't know if it's a four-door yet. Some of the issues you have on video, Mike, as you know as well, is when someone puts their brake lights on and stuff like that, that kind of washes some things out. But we're working on enhancing that. We're working with our federal partners with enhancing some of the video. And as soon as we have those enhancements or anything to put out, we're going to put that out as well as the vehicle information. Because somebody saw the vehicle there because they had to stop behind it and move around it. So someone saw the vehicle. Maybe someone saw a license plate or not.
Is there any reports of her being seen after speaking to that vehicle?
No. Nope. And we actually, immediately thereafter, the one person that did call, when officers responded there, the officer was at Russell, Minnesota, was there within 30 seconds and she was gone. So she's either in a vehicle or she crossed railroad tracks or something like that. I'll be honest with you, I tend to believe she potentially got into that vehicle or someone else's, or she crossed somewhere where we couldn't see. But we've searched that area. That's our last known location for her.
Tracking dogs didn't come up with any trail or direction, or
Nope. No, they did not.
when was she reported missing?
Yesterday morning around 10 after 7, she was reported missing. At about 13 minutes after 7, officers responded to that area for a girl walking on the side of the road. That the individual who called in thought that that was a little odd. Didn't stop but continued on. So
So is that an airport camera there that caught it, or?
no, it's a city camera. It's on a city facility up there. The water plant's got cameras for security purposes and that, and we're able to use as much as we can.
Any idea where she was headed to?
No idea. No idea at all. So anybody that has information, we put it out to the school district as well. I don't know how many hits we've had on Facebook and everything and all of our platforms, but there's a ton of people that know about it. If anybody has any information, we're a better community than this. The last homicide I asked for information and we did not get it. I got 2 Crime Stoppers in on a homicide of a 18-year-old kid here in Sioux Falls. And now I have an 11-year-old missing child, and I have no Crime Stoppers. I have a struggle with that, and we're a better community than that. It's an 11-year-old girl. So, I don't have anything else for you. Sam will hand the rest out. Have a great day.
All right, not really much on the log. The aggravated assault, that was yesterday about 5 p.m. We had a couple of people that were outside the home in the 3800 block of East 24th Street. They said that, excuse me, they said that there was a purple Dodge Caravan that drove up, a door open, and the passenger pointed a gun at them and then drove away. Not much more information than that. I don't think no license plate they were able to get. It's just that description. They didn't think there was any problems that they had with anybody, so no shots were fired. They just pointed it and then drove away. The burglary, that was an apartment, was entered, at a cell phone taken. The disorderlies, just reports on those, quite a few obstructions, a couple other reports. Family offenses, most of those are protection order violations, but nothing big. The frauds, we had ID thefts and some checks. Larcenies, most of those are shopliftings. We did have a few unlocked cars. The narcotics was some found paraphernalia. The sex offenses ended up being reports. Nothing big from the simple assaults. Nothing suspicious from the unattended death. And the vandalisms, we had cars basically that were damaged. The weapons violation, that was about 8 p.m. last night. That was near 5th Street and Leedale Avenue. I had people that heard some gunshots, didn't have any reports of any damage, no injuries from anybody. That's all I have, unless you guys have anything else. The Amber Alert?
Yeah, can you just talk about the criteria and why, you know,
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got the card, let me just pull that up so I have it, but, so this, the Amber Alert obviously, everybody knows about that. And when we have missing kids, that's one of the things, the big things that comes up is people say, why don't you issue an Amber Alert? Or you need to issue an Amber Alert. First of all, local agencies, so the police department, Sioux Falls Police Department, we're not able to issue an Amber Alert. All of that information goes to the state, and then the state, so in this case, the state of South Dakota, would be the ones that issue an Amber Alert. But there is specific criteria that has to be met. There has to be evidence that the child is in danger of bodily harm or death. There has to be enough credible and useful information from eyewitnesses that could assist in the recovery of the child and arrest of the suspect. Those are probably the two biggest ones. We also have to obviously have credible evidence that a child, so somebody under 18, was abducted. In this case, the criteria doesn't fit. So we're not able to issue an Amber Alert. We're not able to request that an Amber Alert be issued. We don't know if she was abducted. We don't know what the circumstances is. So she may have got a ride from somebody that is trying to help her out. She may have left that car and then wandered off somewhere else. So we don't know specifically if there was an abduction, but you have to have that specific information before it's even considered for an Amber Alert.
And just one last thing, so people don't misunderstand, just because there's no Amber Alert doesn't mean this isn't super important.
Right, yeah, I mean, the fact is we've got an 11-year-old girl that's missing. She left home, the circumstances are what they are. She left home and then all of a sudden she's gone. So we've got a lot of people that are concerned for her. We've got our whole detective bureau is focused on finding this girl. In a situation like this isn't a normal runaway case. We do have a lot of runaways that happen, and there's different circumstances, but anytime we have a child that's under 13, it kind of becomes heightened because they're not able to really care for themselves. You have those teenagers, they have some networks, they have friends, a lot of them will have the ability to drive somewhere or get a ride from somewhere, but when you have a younger child like that, they don't have that cognitive process to think ahead where they're going to stay, where can they be safe, where can they get some food, and so everything kind of ramps up. And so obviously we're concerned about this, and if you would see what's happening in the Detective Bureau, you would realize how serious that all of our detectives are taking it. Just because an Amber Alert has not been issued doesn't mean it's not a serious event. We're looking for this girl. We have no idea where she's at, and we're trying to find her to get her back home to her family.